Okay, in my last video, I talked about clearing your mind clutter. I talked about first step is writing it down, venting on paper, right? I made a video on that. The second video I did was looking at what you wrote on paper and revising it, thinking a better thought, using what you wrote and reframing it, right? And I provide great examples like work, like body, if you don't like your body. So go check that one out. You're looking at what you don't like and shifting it into what you actually like about it and finding thoughts that feel good about it. So whenever your mind goes to, oh, work, you can shift your mind to, okay, this is what I do like about work. Great video. Go check it out if you haven't. So now we're going to talk about solving problems. I know I talk about solving problems a lot on this channel because everybody thinks that they have problems. Everyone is stressed. So less stress, less mess in your mind and in your physical environment. Less stress, okay? So we're going to talk about problems. And you can't solve a problem from the same thinking that created the problem. And you thinking that it's a problem is a problem because it's an opportunity to use your skills, your knowledge, your wisdom. It's an opportunity to receive an answer. It's an opportunity to be guided. It's working for you. It's there for a reason. And instead of like diving deep on like why it's there, because in my growth guide that I have that's for free on my website, I do talk about diving deeper, the root cause of things. But if you want to do that, one of my alarms went off. Go check that out if you want to. I also talk about solving problems in like okay, whatever, like it'll resolve itself. Don't know, don't care, I'm not stressing about it. It'll fucking resolve itself. Solutions for the situation will find me, which is my favorite affirmations for like issues, right? Because it's not a big deal. It's not a problem. If I don't want to work with it, if I'm just meh, it'll resolve itself, then that's what I do. I'm just like, fuck it, whatever. But we're gonna go into what you can do to solve problems. You see that you have a problem and you want it solved, okay? And you're gonna work with it, not against it. Going against it is like going upstream, and we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna be like, I fucking hate this problem and this fucking problem sucks and I don't know what to do about it, and just shitting on the circumstance, on the problem. Not doing that. So like my last video, I said shift your attention from what you don't want to what you do like, right? What you do like and what you do want. This is hand in hand with that, because what you want it, and you don't need a reason for it. I wanted a pink sky, which is what I said in the last video. I was like, fuck this blue sky. I want a pink sky, and I got a pink sky. And now I want a purple sky, so was it a problem? No, not really. Just something that I wanted. No rhyme or reason, just what I want. So, my favorite is solutions for the situation will find me, because I don't want to stress about it. I don't want to put any energy towards it. So I'm just like, meh, whatever, it'll resolve itself. It's my favorite way to do it. So, if you don't want to do that, brainstorm. Okay? Go from your limited mindset on how to solve the problem. You can brainstorm like normal thinking, logical thinking on how to solve the problem. Because if you don't believe the problem will resolve itself, then it won't. So instead of having that mindset, brainstorm all that out, okay? Like money. Going from limited to limitless. Let me change this. One moment. Okay. Hold on. Purple sky, pink sky. Great example. I love colors. I love black on me, but I love like colors. I love the rainbow. I do. I love the frequencies and light activation and codes and energy. Yeah. So, money, everyone thinks money is an issue, money is a problem, but money is not a problem, it's just a tool, a resource that you can leverage. Okay, people are like, logically, you have to work for money. Work involves selling shit. This is the logical mind. It's marketing. Like, I wrote a book, so my logical mind is like, man, you need to market it. That's my book, Theo's Magical Thoughts. His thoughts aren't magical, that's why he has like a me face. So my logical mind for work, for money, you gotta work for it, right? So I'm gonna use my example. I'm an author, wrote a great book. So selling, I need to sell the product. I need to market the product. I need to do videos. I guess I can write that down. Videos to market, right? But if I'm stressing about doing videos, if I'm stressing about content creation, then it's gonna show. Then I'm gonna be like, you need to think differently. And I'll be serious about it. I'll be like, send me monies. I wouldn't do that, but you get my point. I would have a different energy because I'm stressing about it. And that would show. So logically, yes, logically I can market it. Logically, yes, I could sell it. Logically, I could do a video on, I could read the book to you, right? Logically, I could pay for ads. Well, that takes money out, so that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. Well, yes, it does. But short term, paying for ads to receive more, it's like a risk, right? Especially if you don't like have a good ad and a good strategy. Logic, okay, logic. How can I have more money? The logical mind is like, okay, you work for it. Do this and that and the third for your book. Because that's your work. You're an author. That's what you like. Yeah. Whatever. So, brainstorm about it. Brainstorm. Okay? Logical. Oh, I guess I could go get a part-time job. I have from 7 o'clock to, I don't know, 3 a.m. It would like cut into my sleep. I could probably do from 6. But you know, you also got to think about going to work, which takes time, getting ready for work, which takes time. But I could get a part-time job if I was stressing about money, right? I just paid my bills in advance because I don't like stressing about it. I'm not good at remembering dates, which dates. I have to have like things set up in my phone. I avoid all of that shit. And I'm just like, I'll pay it in advance, fuck it. So if I was stressing, like the holidays, if I was like, I don't know if I'll have money for Christmas, Halloween. Yeah, because Halloween's closer. See, like I said, I'm not. Yeah. Thanksgiving. If I need money for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, whatever, I could, logically get a part-time job, logically put a lot of time and attention into selling my own product, marketing my own product, right? I could get a part-time job, part-time job, right? And I'm very great at what I do. Like, I'm very great at what I do. So, but knowing me, because I'm so great at what I do, I couldn't work just like at night, right? I would have to rearrange my whole schedule, and it would turn into full-time because I'm very great at what I do. It wouldn't turn into full-time. It's because I'm great at what I do that I can literally work my own hours, but then I'd be working for someone else, and I don't want to do that. So part-time don't work for me. So this is part of brainstorming. Fuck part-time. Fuck all that shit. Fuck rearranging my schedule. Cool. I already know I don't want to do that. Yes. See? Fuck that. So if I need money, what can I do? Logically, this is my limited logic, whatever. This is what I could do. I could, hold on. I could work for someone else, which is not part-time, because working for someone else the way I would do it, I would reach out to a CEO. I would reach out to the owner of a company, and I would say, hey, this is what I can do for your company. This is me showing them, because I don't do resumes. This is me showing you what I can do based on what you have right now. This is how you can make it better. Don't pay me until you fucking get these results, right? Like, don't pay me unless you see results. Based on the shit that I already took from everything, this is what you can do. This is me doing it for you. Gift wrapped. Don't pay me until you see results. And whatever, this and that, and the third. So I can work for someone else. I can do that. Yes, it would take time gathering the package, but it would pay off, right? And it would pay off, right? Doing that, why not? It takes a little bit of time, but the return is better, right? The return on what I would actually get for my time is worth it, okay? That's what I can do with the skill sets that I have, with the knowledge that I have, with the resources that I have. The resources that I have is internet, knowledge, a laptop. I have a tablet that I don't even use. I have a phone, right? I have email, resources. You have the whole world at your disposal. So I could work for it. It wouldn't be part-time. It would be cash flow. Coming in, okay? Which isn't a bad idea, logically, that I think about it. And then I could use, right, that money to leverage all of this over here for my own shit, right? I could do that. Okay. I could do that. Logically, not. This is why brainstorm is good. Because logically, like, I could get somewhere with that. I could. Am I gonna do it? I don't know. This is like a... Hold on. Let me... Because technically I would be on their payroll, but I'm not... It wouldn't be a 9-to-5 or a part-time job, like 20 hours a week. I mean, technically, whatever, technicalities. Technically, I would be on their payroll, but not in like, I wouldn't be going to a part-time job. Okay. So this is like, yeah, this could work. So you could circle. That could work. That's a possibility. That's one possibility. Logically. Okay? But there's other ways to generate cash flow logically. Logically, you could sell some shit that would have money coming in. Right? You can sell your TV. Depending on what TV you have, that's like $400 right there. So sell shit. Sell shit. It helped clear out your environment. Sell shit. I know I have nice shit that I have tucked away that I don't want to use, that I just keep because it's noise. I could sell that, right? And I'm not using it because it's so delicate. You know, it's nice to look at, but I don't use it. Fine china that I don't use because, you know, I use what I like absolutely fucking love. But I do have fine china that I don't actually use. So I could sell that, right? If I'm in a bind and I need money, I know I'm not stressing about money, but this is definitely a good example, right? Cash flow. You want cash to flow into your life, okay? So logically, this is logic. So let's shift out of logic into infinite possibilities, because this world is infinite possibilities. Like the sky being pink, people think that the sky is blue and the sky remains blue forever. I had a pink sky, okay? And now I will have a purple sky because that's something that I want. Okay? Money can grow on trees. Money can fall from the sky. Money can be literally dropped into your fucking bank account. It's numbers. I receive random money all the time. That's why I'm not stressing about money, because money just flows to me, right? Money just flows. It's a floweth thing, and it flows. Money flows in, money flows out, you know? And I'm not stressing about it. But that actually ain't a bad idea. Like, I had other ideas piled onto that idea because I was playing with copywriting. Yeah. So, logically, you can write down all the logic. And then, limitless possibilities. Money can literally drop into your account at any time. You could literally receive a check at any time. You could literally get an inheritance at any time. You can find money. Money finds its way to me. And I love that, right? I don't even like stress about it. It just finds its way into my account. When you find a penny, be grateful for it, Okay, it's still money. Like, be grateful for the little and you will receive a lot. That's just a side tip. So, name the problem, brainstorm, logic, get all the logic out. Now that you've logically, and like me, I found a logically like sound solution, right? It's fine. It's a possibility. Or I'll just find a winning lottery ticket. I'll just find one. I don't need to buy it. I have money to buy it, right? But I don't wanna, right? I can find one. I'm not going to look for one, but one will literally fall into my lap. One can be in my mailbox, on the sidewalk, when I'm walking. One of my family members can think of me and send it to me, right? Whatever. Money, I don't know. I like the money falling out of the sky, money growing on trees. A gold nugget just in your backyard. The rain shifting shit around and you finding it. When you go trick-or-treating, your kid finds money, has money in his bag, whatever. Limitless possibilities. Limitless possibilities. Anything is possible, right? I have a Shift World guide that you can get into, that you can look at and do that, because that will open you up into limitless possibilities. That's not looking at a problem, because looking at the problem usually doesn't give you that open feeling, open to anything is possible, opening up to the magic in the world. So the Shift guide, the Shift World guide that I have free on my website, that's really good for this too. Because instead of you thinking about limitless possibilities, you just allow them to come to you. So that's really good for this as well. But logically, you can work it out too. Logically, you can work it out too. Money. People like to stress over money. Look at what you do have. You have a TV. That's money right there. You have furniture. That's money right there. If you want to generate cash flow logically, I believe in you. You can do it. So, you can detach from the problem. Let's say money is a problem. You named the problem, you thought out, brainstormed about it, okay? What advice would you give someone else? If you put like your relationship instead of money, whatever you got going on, what advice would you give someone else? Rearranging your space was last week, but that really does help your brain create new patterns, because you literally have to go around the shit that you moved. So it does create new patterns. What would you do if you didn't have any fear? What would you do? If you weren't afraid of anything, what would you do in your situation? I put unusual ways. I did. I wrote down some notes, but I put unusual ways as grounding, putting your feet in the grass, using elements like showering. A lot of people have ideas come to them in the shower, and solutions come to them in the shower. This also ties in to like my favorite way It's not really ignoring the problem, it's looking at the problem. If I don't have any like solutions to the problem, I'm just like, meh, a solution will come to me. So solutions do come to you in the shower, then shower, but don't force it. Go shower, go take a bath. Put your feet in the grass, stare into a fire, bonfire, light a candle. It's getting colder out, so go stand in the wind. Have that chill hit you in the face. Laughing, taking your focus off the problem. Seeing that it's not an actual problem does help. How can you work with the situation? Okay, like money. How much money do you have? Right? Let's say you have 0. Okay, well then cash flow. This is logic again, by the way. What can you do about it? How can you work with your 0 bank account instead of against it? You looking at your number and be like, fuck you, number. I don't like you. What is that doing? I know it sounds silly, but this is how I've looked at my logic over the years, right? Look at your number. If it's 0, be like, well, what can I do about it? Okay? Logically, you can generate cash flow. Or you can imagine different ways that money can come to you. Imagine your bank account is full of money. Imagine that 0 turned in $100,000, right? Use your imagination, play with it. Write down, okay, so now that I have $100,000, right? What will you do with that money? So actually write that down. And in your mind, like when you were a kid, you played like the make-believe, you know? So dive into that. Dive into that. You have $100,000, and $100,000 isn't a lot. But you have it. You have it. You know it's not a lot. You know it's just play money. Your bills are fucking handled. You have money all the time, right? You pay your bills in advance because you can't remember the due date anyways, you know? So you have it. You have it to spend, right? But you want to use it well. You want to not just blow it. You can write down ways to blow it. You can write down, oh, I'm gonna buy this fucking Corvette. That depends on what make and model Corvette, but whatever. I don't even like Corvettes. They sit too low to the ground, right? They're too low to the ground. I don't like rolling out of my car. I really don't. I don't. I like jumping out. You know, I like trucks. I like jumping out. I don't like just to fucking feel like I'm rolling out of the car. But that's me. That's my preference. I'd rather jump out, pop out, you know? Not just tuck and roll out that bitch, right? So, how would you spend your money? You have $100,000. So how would you spend it? How would you spend it? I don't need a truck. But I could look at old trucks. You know, that's something that I could do. I could do it, but exactly, you can do it. How would you spend your money? Christmas is coming up, Thanksgiving, how would you spend your money? Now that you got all of the pleasures out the way that you would spend it on, how could you leverage your money? Okay, this whole logic idea, cash flow, money came in, you know, 100 grand dropped into my account. I have 100 grand in my account. And so what can I do? I can pay someone to do the copywriting and ad, or I can do it myself. That's you paying yourself to do shit. Also logic idea. I could, do an ad. I could pay someone to make my shit better. I could invest in crypto. I could invest in bonds. I can invest in a company. Depending. I could invest in someone. I could invest, there's other ways you can invest, not just on the stock market, right? You can take ownership. You can learn about these things. So while you're imagining these things, write it down. Write down where your mind goes to. How can you leverage your money? What would get you the most in return? What can you do? You can imagine, you can play with it. And this playing feeling state, that is what it's all about, right? Whenever you're trying to manifest things and have things come to you, this is the feeling state that people should do. I don't know if people actually do it, but this is the feeling state, right, that you can get into. You feeling it as real. You make believing, you being in that moment, and the more you do it, the more you can carry that moment, the more you can make the moment expand, right? The more you can be like, shit, I have $100,000, This is what I can do with it. And the more you play with it, the more you list what you can do, the more you generate ideas of what you could do with that money, the more the money will actually show in your account. You aren't looking for it in your reality because it's already there in your account. You're already playing with the money. You're already thinking about what to do with that money, right? It's already there. And people bypass the imagination because they're so focused on the logic. What they could logically do, right? I could logically do that, which is not a bad idea, right? But I don't want to because I already have the money. I'm already doing everything logically, and then I'm just playing with my reality because I like to play with my reality. I enjoy playing with my reality, so that's what I'm doing. I want a pink sky. Well, now it's purple. Now I want a purple sky, right? But that's what I enjoy doing. So you can logically solve your problems. But if you want to step into the magic side, if you want to open up to the limitless possibilities, then already be it right now. Already have it in your mind and step out of the invisible realm of your mind into reality with the same state of mind. The same state of mind. Does that make sense to anyone else? Because it definitely does to me. Maybe $100,000 is not enough. Oh, right. I don't know what your number is. The number I play with is large to me, but it's not large to someone else, right? $100,000 is chump change, right? That's what people make in a year. So, that's not, that's what people make in a month. People make in a week. You see my point? That's not a large number. Maybe it is to you. But you need to get used to the idea that you already have it. You already can play with it. You already can invest in it. You invest with it, right? You can already do these things. So And then once you get that $100,000, go on to $1 million and actually write those zeros out, okay? Actually calculate it out. Do that. It helps your mind, and all manifestation is a shift of consciousness. It's because you're playing with it in your mind, that make-believe, that imagination. You're getting that. You're playing with that in your mind. You're taking the same state of consciousness from your mind, the invisible realms in your mind, and embodying it, right? Because you are the bridge between the non-physical and the physical realm. You are embodying it. So you take that same thinking, the consciousness, and you are moving in the world with the same mind, with the same consciousness, with the same thoughts, right? Like, let's say I'm meditating, I have $100,000 in my account, I'm good, I'm set, I'm like having a fucking blast in my mind, okay? But when I stop doing it, like stop. That's the thing, don't stop, just carry that out. Okay, look at it in your reality, okay? Now that I've gotten up, I'm walking around my house. What am I doing? Well, now that I have however much money you want, that you have now. You have it now. What do I want? Okay, what do I like about this house? I could buy new furniture. Meh, I don't really like that idea. It doesn't bring me joy. I could buy more plants. I could, fix the hole in my deck. Right? Whatever. I have a gazebo and all of that. One part of my deck does have a hole, so I should fix that. But it's getting fall and I'm not going to be on it. Anyways, so what can you do? What can you do? When you're scrolling on your phone. Oh, I have however much money you have, right? However much money you have. I have $100,000. Let me look. What's some good investments? I don't know anything about bonds. What is a bond? I don't know anything about portfolios. What is a portfolio? See? Carry it in your reality. That's why I love playing with my reality, because that you hating the number in your account, right? Like, I fucking hate you, zero. Like, why you goddamn zero, right? Oh, why are you doing that? Like, don't. Like, no, I have $100,000 in my account, so I don't know where to start with investing. Like, I don't know how to leverage my money. I have so much money now, like, I don't know what to do with it. So it creates the curiosity that your mind goes into, okay, like, how do I leverage my money? What is a ROI? Like, what is that? I don't know. What is that? All these technical terms, all these people use, what is that? I don't know. Like, how do I generate cash flow? How do I? That curiosity, those questions, it's leading you into more. You literally change your reality because you are asking those questions, because you already embodied that state. That's why I fucking love imagination, because it leads you further than what your logic will. Okay, logically, I solved my own problem. It wasn't a problem, but logically, yeah, I can go work for someone. I can make a lot of money working for someone. I can do that logically. The number, because it's just a number, the number that I want in my account is a lot to me. It's $500 million, right? Just saying. Because I'm bougie. It don't look like it, but I like trucks. I don't like Corvettes. But I know, because I've been there. I've been in a Corvette. I've been in a nice fucking truck, and I prefer trucks. Been in there. I don't like having the nice truck. I don't. I like older trucks, right? And I have one. Because I like personality. I like the old trucks where you have to, you know, go the extra mile for it. But anyways, so $100 million. Okay. Oh my God, so much money. What would I do with it? My phone's telling me that I need to charge it. What would I do with it? Oh my God. And then having that in my mind, I like using the $100,000 better. Because it's just a number, same rules apply. Same rules apply. But you would do more, obviously, with the $500 million. Right? I should play with $500 million. That's the realization that I just came up with. But, like, I don't. But that's a good idea, right? That's what the brainstorming led me. So, anyways, say $100,000 is a lot to you. Say you're like, oh my God, this is so much money. Then you would be like, okay, well, what am I investing in? Okay, for me, $100 million. $100 million, like, holy shit. What am I doing? Which I know what I would do with that money. Honestly, I know what to invest in. I know based on my own personal goals and like the shit that I already know. But it's still something I can play with. Right? Because I already know like what I would invest in and what I would do with that money. And like I already know, right? But it's just the thought and me carrying that state out of my mind and into my world. So take the thought. What do you want? Okay? What do you want? Let's go into relationships. Okay? You're lonely. Lonely is the problem. Okay, we'll stop looking how lonely you are and think about what do you like in a man or a woman, right? Have the relationship in your mind, and what can you do once you get up from that state? Like, don't leave the state behind while you're sitting. Embody it fully, consciously embody, like it's your consciousness first, and then you just take it with you whenever you get up, whenever you move. So as you're walking around your house, think while you're writing your grocery list, what would my significant other want? What type of food do they like? And you're like, I don't fucking know because the person's not here. Don't think like that, right? Be like, well, I don't know what this person likes yet. That's not a good thought. See, play with your thoughts. This is why you play with your thoughts. Well, I like pancakes. Pancakes aren't healthy, so I don't even like pancakes. I don't know why that popped in my mind. Thank you, baby. I don't like pancakes.
When are your birthday to Mom?
Play with it. Play with it so much in your mind that you can't help but to walk around and play with it in your reality, right? Like, what would your partner want, right? What kind of cake do they want? Do they like fruit in their cake, you know? Do they like... Play with the ideas. It don't have to be food. It can be What is a good present for them? What would they like? How can I be more considerate? What are some cute messages I can send? And you write them down for like references on what you can send, right? You prepare, play with the idea, walk around like you already have a partner, make the bed, and like imagine your partner in your bed. What would they want? Do they want it reclined? Do they want it up? Do they want the heated blanket? What do they want? If you don't know, that's fine. Like, just don't ask those questions and be like, okay, well, this is for them. I don't want to use that example. I want to wake up early in the morning because I know my partner leaves for work early in the morning. So I'm going to start waking up early just so I can catch them and say goodbye early in the morning. You know, that's kind of a good example. If you want a partner that works at home, right? Oh, let me prepare coffee. And as you're drinking coffee, like, what can you do with your partner? Just have those ideas and carry it with you. And carry it with you day in and day out. From the moment you fucking decide that's what you want, carry those thoughts with you and build on them. And build on them. So whatever circumstance, whatever situation, this also helps like with a work situation. If you have something that you don't like at work, or like coworkers or assholes or whatever you got going on, your family, you have a family full of assholes, you know, you can do this as well with your imagination. Okay, you can imagine, which you do if you're replaying it in your head. That's using your imagination. So if you're replaying it in your head, like, this is what happened. But instead of going into like, oh, this is fucked up that happened, this and that and the third, like, they shouldn't have done that, blah, 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 all that bullshit. Instead of your mind going there and you're like, this is what I don't like, shift that into, okay, what would have been a better solution? What do you actually prefer? Address it in your mind. What would you prefer? Oh, I would prefer if she say, this. So it's called revising, technically. So push what happened out of your mind and then go into the scene and have the conversation differently in your head, okay? And then you can replay it over and over until like you get the good feeling of relief that you're looking for, until you actually feel relieved, because what happens in your mind does exist. It exists in the invisible realms of your mind. So you're in your mind about it. You revised it, what you actually wanted to happen. And then the next day, when you think on it, because I do this at night. I did it at night. When I did this, I did it at night. You can do it at any time. But when you get up, carry that with you. Like, what happened in your mind is what actually happened. Okay? So carry that with you. And then next thing you know, the circumstances changed. Like, something will happen where like the shit will shift around. Okay, don't force it, just allow it to shift around. You are shifting it with your energy first. You are shifting it in your mind first. That's why I fully fucking believe you shift your energy and you shift your life. You shift every fucking fiber of your being, every fucking energy you go from frantic energy to organized energy. You go from like cluttered to organized. You go from frantic to calm, right? You go from this chaos to peace. You can shift it, okay? You shift the energy behind it, and it shifts what is projected out, right? Because it's just energy, okay? So you can't, like when you're in a mirror, because I can, this is kind of a mirror, whatever. I can't be chaotic here and expect the camera to show me that I'm peaceful. So if you stand in the mirror and you're doing a bunch of crazy shit in the mirror, you can't expect the mirror to just freeze and just be calm. Yes. So you have to be calm first. You have to do it first. You have to shift the energy first in order for things to shift. You shift the energy. You shift the way you think about it, the way you're perceiving it, and it shifts the energy. You don't need to be an energy worker. You don't need to be like Buddha over here, okay? You don't need to meditate all the time. You don't need to clear your mind all the time. I fucking love it because it's extremely helpful. And it does give me a sense of peace, and that's why I do it. Because it has helped me tremendously. So, that's how you shift the energy if you don't want to meditate, to get to that calm state, to get to that peaceful state. You can change the way you think about things. You can brainstorm the logic, right? You can get all that out. Yes, good idea. Okay, cool. Meh. What feels better to me, and what is better to me, is because I've done this so many times before, and I know it works, right? And this is just what I prefer. I prefer using my imagination. I prefer knowing that anything is possible. I prefer my reality showing me that because it is magical to me, and I prefer that. So use your imagination. And yes, the more you do it, the stronger it will be. Like, I can create a whole scene in my mind and shift it around. It feels like, I don't know if you've ever like lucid dreamed before, right? So whenever you're sleeping and you realize you're sleeping, you can change things, or you can back out of things. You can literally change shit in your dream, right? So that's how whenever I step into my mind like that, I'm changing shit and shifting shit, right? And that feels real to me because my imagination is amazing, right? So I know I can, since I lived that experience, then I just walk around as it already happened, right? Which is why I'm telling myself now I should, $500 million. I should definitely do this. So thank you. Thank you. Yeah. But if you feel like that's too far of a reach for you, do $100,000, right? Don't hate the number in your account. Don't hate that number. This is so you can think differently, because that will lead you, that changes the energy, that also gets questions going, like, oh, How can I invest this money? I want to be smart. This is everything that I can play with. Like, yeah, I can play with it, but I do want to be smart with it. So how can I invest it? Like, what would I do? You can go step by step if you want to, but that's you playing with it. That is you playing with it. So play with it. I have so much money. What can I do now? Because you don't need to get like stuck on a number either. I have so much money. What can I do now? Like, I can make this whole wall a whiteboard. Right? I have so much money, which I could, but no. I could remodel this whole house. It's not my house, but I should, like, actually buy a house. But that's my point. That's my point. They won't let me buy this house. Yeah. But that's also, last time I checked, they wouldn't. And that's something I could manifest. That's something like, hey, let me buy this house. And then me change it in my mind. Like, hey, he's gonna let me buy this house. He's gonna let me rent to own it since I've been renting, right? I don't need to like pull money out of my bank account and be like, here you go, let me just pay this shit off right now, you know? So that's something that I could do. That's not a bad idea. See, this is why you brainstorm. This is why you could have all of these solutions at your fingertips. Those are choices. Those are choices. Instead of taking money out to buy the house, you know, even though I know money always comes to me, money literally drops into my bank account, I could just manifest. I could just have that conversation with my landlord and be like, yes, you can buy this house. Even better. I've already drew up the contract. You know what? Since you've been here for so long, let me just take this money off of the, number, whatever. And that's something I can play with. That's something I can imagine. See? I literally created a solution to a problem that wasn't even there. Yeah. Because I didn't see it as a problem. That's funny. That's something for me to play with. That's great. So, think differently about shit. And that's why I love imagining, because it gets you to think differently. It gets you to ask questions. It gets you into the curiosity. It leads you to more. That is the bridge that people are looking for. The series of events. That is the bridge of events. The bridge of, that's like your excuse me, your curiosity, wow, will lead you into more. Or yes, you will feel like a pull, like an instinct. Be like, oh, go here. Don't know why. Go here. And then boom. Yeah. So, I know this helped. It helped me. But I do want it to help you. Let me know. Let me know if you're playing with something, an idea. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm gonna go write that down now. Solving problems I didn't even know was a problem. But it's not even that's what I'm saying, it's not a problem. But it did open me up into like what could happen, right? What can happen? Limitless possibilities can happen. Yeah. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.